Okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salamu ala Sayyidina wa Nabina Muhammadin wa ala alihi al-tayyibin al-tahirin wa la'natu ad-daima al-abadiyya ala a'da'ihim ajma'in la qiyam yawmiddin. Assalamu alaikum, my beloved sons and daughters wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, we are going to start our session on Umrah Mufradah. And these are according to the laws of Ayatollah al-Udma Sayyid Ali Sistani Damadullah. However, most of the laws are similar. So if you are not following Sayyid Sistani Damadullah, you can try to understand the rules here and refer to the marja or the manasik of your marja, because the whole idea is to understand some laws. Some of the laws, they require understanding. I mean, you can refer to any books of any marja, any manasik, you see, but there are certain areas which require proper understanding and proper explanation. And those, if you understand the fatwa of Sayyidi Sistani Damadullah, you can refer to the manasik of your marja in a way that you will be able to understand the ruling there as well. Excuse me. Um, yeah. So we'll start inshallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Before we start the manasik of Umrah, a few things, important things. First of all, many people nowadays, they say, okay, let's go Umrah. Hello, Umrah. It's like going to Spain or Peru or any tourism trip. If you go to Medina al-Munawwara, just Medina al-Munawwara, you'll be safe. Like it's going to Ziyarat of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, Ziyarat of Imam Rida alayhi salam, Mashhad, here, there. You'll be safe. Why? Because it's Ziyarat. There's no wajibat. There's no invalidation or something like that. But if you decide to go to Umrah, yes, it is mustahab, unless if it was nether or vow or all the other kind of things. However, the parts which are associated with Umrah, some of them, if you mess up, then you have two problems. Excuse me. Two serious problems. What are the two serious problems? If you know these two serious problems, then you will know what to focus in these sessions. Serious problem number one, not entering the state of Ihram properly. How's that? If you do not enter the state of Ihram, that means you do not become Muhrim. What does that mean? That means all your a'mal are invalid. Is it a good news or a bad news? It's a good news in disguise. How? If your Ihram is wrong, then your Tawaf is wrong, your Salat al-Tawaf is wrong, your Sa'i is wrong, then it was your tourism trip. Unintentionally, obviously, it was wrong Ihram. So inshallah, Allah will give you thawab, but no big danger, no big threat remaining, okay? So that's fine. So if you want to mess up unintentionally, not intentionally, if you want to mess up with your ihram, but don't mess up with your tawaf and salat al-tawaf and sa'i, don't mess up in that. So if your tawaf, if your ihram is messed up, alhamdulillah, good news. You went there, you visited the house of Allah, you did the dhikr, and you came back and your umrah is invalid. Having umrah invalid, which is mustahab, it's not a big deal. Allah will give you reward. So this is one problem. Next problem, if your ihram was valid and you're in and your tawaf was wrong, you're stuck in the ihram. Your tawaf, salat al-tawaf was wrong, you're stuck in ihram until you do the tawaf right, until you do salat al-tawaf right. If your sa'i was wrong, you're stuck in ihram until you do your sa'i right. And then your taqsir. Obviously, taqsir will have no place if your tawaf and sa'i. Taqsir is something which is fixable. Even salat tawaf in nisa. Okay, if it's wrong, so what will happen if these things go wrong? This is what you need to know, and then you decide whether you want to go Umrah or not. I'm not discouraging you. I'm telling you the consequences of doing ihram right and doing the a'mal wrong. So just go Medina, visit the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Fatima Zahra salamullah alaiha and the Imams or Baqiyah, come back safe with the rewards. But if you decide to go to Umrah, make sure that your ihram is wrong. If it's because if your ihram is wrong, your Umrah is wrong. Nothing, not make sure. I'm talking unintentional. I'm being a bit sarcastic here. Wrong ihram is less problematic than right ihram and wrong tawaf and wrong other things. So what is the danger? Tell us the danger. Okay, hold on, slow down. I'm going to tell you the danger. So you are now in the ihram. I told you, if your tawaf is wrong, you're stuck in it. If your salat al-tawaf is stuck in it. Okay, so if what? Fix it. Fix it while you're there. Now, when you come back home, United States or Australia, wherever you are, all the way long distance. And then you sit with the Maulana, or you go to the Ahkam, or you do go read the, oh, my tawaf was wrong. So what does that mean? That means you are still in Ihram. That's why I'm telling you, if your Ihram is wrong, it's lesser problematic than your tawaf is wrong. Then what's the problem? Then the moment you find out your Ihram was wrong, the moment you find out that your no sorry the moment you find out your tawaf was wrong, or your salat tawaf was wrong, or your sa'i was wrong, or taksir was did not happen, you are stuck in ihram. What does that mean? The moment you find out, go back. For men, wear your sari or wear your two white cloth of ihram. How will I go to work? Well, that's it. You have to go work with that. I will look like Dalai Lama or something like that. That's fine. A Muslim Dalai Lama. Go to work with that cloth, or the school, university, wherever. You are muhrim. You are in your hometown and you are muhrim. That means you are in the state of ihram. That means the more you things you do which violate the ihram, the more kafarat, the more penalties, the more goats and sheep and camels and the cows. As I say, stay away from the camels and cows. Okay? Yeah, that is the danger. I'm not discouraging you. I want you to go do the thing right. That's why. And many times these things are not informed. And people, they come back, they're stuck in ihram. On the day of judgment, they will find a list of cows they need to slaughter. Because if you are in the state of ihram, you have relations with your wife, like you are having with your wife in the state of ihram. That means you have to slaughter a cow, kafara, or a camel in some cases. So on the day of judgment, you come, you want to go to the paradise. Wait, you have these lines of camels. What would I do? Yeah, these are kafaras, these are penalties. Anyhow, so may Allah have His mercy upon all those who have having good intentions. Allah is Ghafur Rahim. But let intentionally don't do like that. Try your best to come out of Ihram before you leave Makkah. Get out of Ihram before you get out of Makkah. Make sure that everything was done according to the code. Otherwise, you're back. Okay, then if I'm in hometown and I'm wearing my ihram and going to work or university, or taken 1 year off or canceled my courses, see the consequences. It's not easy to mess up with your tawaf and come home and as nothing happened. No, it's serious issue. That's why I'm telling you, if you don't know the laws, go visit the Prophet ﷺ and don't enter Makkah. Once you enter Makkah, you need to be muhrim. Once you are in ihram, you need to get out properly. Once you don't get out properly, you're stuck in the ihram in your hometown. So what should we do? Find someone in Makkah. Call him. Please, I messed up with my tawaf. Do tawaf on my behalf. And whatever money you want, I'll just send you the money, but please do the tawaf on my behalf, and 2 rakat tawaf, and the sa'i, and the taqsir. Okay, and taqsir you do here as well. Okay, but because taqsir you can do any place, but tawaf has to be there. Salat tawaf has to be there. So this is the thing. If you enter the state of ihram wrong, you're good. You're not stuck in the ihram. When you come back hometown, you're okay. No cows, no nothing. But when you are in ihram and you don't do tawaf properly, or sa'i, or 2 rakat tawaf, or do not do taqsir. Taqsir is easy. Call somebody, please. Or you can do taqsir in your hometown. Sorry, as I mentioned. But tawaf, salat, sa'i, please know the rules of it properly, and make sure that your tawaf is right, your sa'i is right, your 2 rakat salat. And for tawaf and 2 rakat salat, you need to do wudu. So make sure that your wudu is right. If your wudu is wrong, your tawaf is wrong. Your 2 rakat tawaf is wrong. That means you are stuck in the ihram and you're back in hometown. Okay. So these are the few warnings I need to give you before we start our sessions. Umrah is easy, but the thing is, doing it right is the serious problem. Especially tawaf, there are so many conditions. So tawaf, salat al-tawaf, because the whole idea is visiting the house of Allah, and those conditions are in doing the tawaf around the house of Allah. So that's how you, like when you go to somebody's house, you behave. That is Allah's way. Allah's way. He wants you to behave like that. Do the tawaf right the way I have asked you to do. Don't do the tawaf the way you want to do. Mess up here and there and just get out. You'll be stuck in the ihram. You'll be stuck in my hospitality forever. So anyhow, this is number one. Number two, wudu is a big issue. Many people, they say, what if the wudu, what if? You, even in manasik al-hajj, the only time you need wudu is tawaf and salat al-tawaf. Even in hajj, arafat, muzdalif, nothing was umrah, no wudu required anywhere. No wudu, no purification, no nothing, except in salat and salat of in tawaf and salat of tawaf. So keep this in your mind. If you're worried about wudu, this is the two places where you need to make sure. What if the wudu breaks down in tawaf? So there are issues. Just keep a bottle of water somehow in your hand, or not this big. I mean, enough for you to do your wudu. Choose a corner there somewhere and do your wudu there, because you cannot do wudu with the drinking water of Zamzam there or whatever. So, but in that area where there is gutter, you can do your wudu that their area. That's the closest, because getting out of the platform of tawaf is also a serious problem. Okay, so do your wudu there, and please do not eat bean burritos or hummus or fool or those kind of things, or falafel, which might force you to break your wudu that during the tawaf. Okay, so therefore, make sure that your wudu is okay from A to Z. That's the main crucial issue. Little bit here in tawaf there, Allah Ghafur Rahim, but wudu, there is no mercy in wudu. Okay, so make sure that wudu is done properly and the salat is done properly. Even in salah here, bits and pieces, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Ghafur Rahim. But in the when coming to the wudu portion, and the arkan salah, like takbir al-ihram, the invalidators of salah, those are the things you need to be more careful about. But those things which, if errors which unintentionally done, they are forgiven, that's fine. But wudu, unintentionally, there is no mercy in that. So that's the biggest issue, wudu. And even your dress, you find out, oh, there was blood here, there was a najasat here, that's fine, you did not know. But wudu, that's it. The biggest issue is wudu. I mean, people, they don't do wudu in their life properly. When they go for Hajj, they say, Maulana, can you check my wudu? It's good. It's good, at least after Hajj, Salat will be okay. So therefore, this is, so the number one was, be careful. Number two, no worries about wudu. Wudu is mustahab every station of the Umrah, except for the salat, tawaf and the salat, because the hadith of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu, they equal the tawaf as salah. So whatever is required, 90% of the requirements of salah are requirement in tawaf. So if you know the ahkam of salat, tawaf is easy for you. Then we come to the third point. Third point, what should we say? What is the dhikr of wajib? There is no dhikr wajib at all in Hajj or in Umrah except for two things. What are those? Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. You have to utter it verbally, vocally, okay? And then you have the salat of tawaf. Obviously, you'll have to speak salat al-tawaf. During the tawaf, no wajib. It's mustahab to say things, but no wajib during the salah. During the sa'i, nothing wajib. During the ihram, no wajib. So all the wajibats, there is no wajib to be uttered or to be mentioned except for the salat, al-tawaf, and the labbaik. Yes, in case of those people who are going to enter the state of ihram via nadhr, that is something they need to be careful about. Okay, so now we are going to start the session. Inshallah, question and answer we'll keep in tomorrow's session, obviously. Today, I just want to give a framework and wajibat. If you mess up in mustahabbat, alhamdulillah, no problem. But if you mess up in wajibat, especially in tawaf, salat, sa'i, you are stuck in ihram. That's as simple as I can put it. Okay, so let me just put the slide and give you the index of manasik of Umrah. The slides are not updated. Once updated, I'll send it in the group, inshallah. Okay, so this is something which we are going to discuss today. The reward of Umrah al-Mufradah, which you all know, and those people who are having financial problems, money, this is what you need to do. Hajj or Umrah. But Hajj will drain me out of my money, like $6,000 to $10,000. Yes, but it will bring you back in multiplications. So, and then also Umrah, the visiting several ahadith of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam, visiting the house of God in Umrah, Hajj, it causes blessings in your wealth and in your life and in the hereafter. But especially the wealth has been mentioned, emphasized, because you know people, they spend money. They're always worried, oh, I'll travel, I'm going to spend money. Allah says, okay, I'll give you more. Just come to me, visit me. I'll give you. I mean, I'm more generous than you. You're coming to visit me, visit my house. Hospitality, your generosity, my hospitality is greater than yours. You spend 1,000, I'll give you one thousands and thousands in multiplication. The more your intentions are sincere of visiting me. Anyhow, so the intention of entering the state of Ihram. So the first thing is, I'm entering the state of Ihram. As I said, please be careful. All those translated books, even in the website of Sayyidi Sistani Damullah, there is an error in the translation. Okay, I repeatedly say there's a difference between wearing Ihram and entering the state of Ihram. They have accidentally kept, I'm wearing the ihram, labbaik Allahumma labbaik. No, I'm entering the state of ihram. You wear the dress of ihram before. And for ladies, there is no wearing of the ihram. So what will they say in the niyat? If they go to the translation, which has error in it. I'm wearing the ihram, but ihram is not wajib on me. For men, the ihram is wajib. So ihram is a independent wajib. After you are done with that, then you enter the state of ihram. Entering the state of ihram means I'm promising God that I'm entering a state where I'll avoid 25 things which are prohibited in this state. That is the meaning of ihram. Making things prohibited on yourself which are prohibited in the state of ihram. So, and that unfortunately in many English books and translations, they are not right. And I also reminded the office of say this is Sistani Damullah. So they said, inshallah, we'll look into it. But still it's there. So because the English department is different, I think so it's a bit slower than the Arabic department. And this English has been translated from Urdu, Band Rahahu. Okay, if you say मैं नियत बांध रहा हूँ, मैं लिबास बांध रहा हूँ. So in Urdu, the aim was मैं niyat. I'm tying my intention. And here I'm wearing the ihram. And there are so many differences between entering the state of ihram and wearing the dress of ihram. They're two different things, two different wajibat for men. For women, only one wajib entering the state of ihram because they can have their any dress as long as they're not flashy and beautifying dresses. Okay, number one, intention. So like in salah, you say in salah, I'm entering salat al-dhuhr, 4 rak'at, blah, blah. At the end, do you enter? No. You say, have to say, Allahu Akbar. Now you're locked in salah. The same thing, the moment you say that 4 labbaik, 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 you are locked in the ihram. So before saying labbaik, you are still free. If you do any violations, you can repeat the intention. But the moment you lock yourself with 4 labbaiks, 4 keys of that lock. So how do you say this 4 labbaik? Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Labbaik la sharika laka labbaik. These 4 labbaiks. Once, like Allahu Akbar in Salah, 4 labbaiks. Once you are locked in the ihram, in the state of ihram. After that, what happens? Anything you do, there are certain conditions, there are penalties, there are camels, there are cows, there are sheep, there are goats. I'd always say stay away from the camels and cows, okay, from all the animals. And we are going to discuss this tomorrow, the prohibitions of ihram and what are the things we need to avoid, because as I mentioned that this is a sacred state. But if you do any violations of ihram other than having spousal relations, you don't have to redo the umrah because your ihram is intact as long as you enter the state of ihram. And if you did your tawaf and salat and sa'i properly, then you just have to pay these penalties or istighfar or whatever is the compensation of the compensation or penalties of violating any of these 25 things. Okay, so now the first thing, intention. No need to utter, no need to say, I am entering the state of ihram and this. No, just somebody asks you, what are you doing? Entering the state of ihram. Why are you doing? For Umrah Mufradah. Why? It is mustahab. Or if you have done another vow, then it is wajib. And what's the aim? Why are you doing this? To achieve the nearness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Finish. That's niyat. It's inside your heart. But saying is mustahab, which emphasizes whatever is in your heart. And we say for labbaik. Then the third wajib is tawaf around the Kaaba, okay, for Umrah and Salah. And then after that, walk between Safa and Marwa, okay? And then after that, unlocking yourself from Ihram. So see, if you have done your tawaf correct, your Salat tawaf correct, your Sa'i correct, when you clip off your hair, you are unlocking. So you are perfect. You have exited. But if one of those three were messed up, even if you clip your hair, you are still inside your ihram because ihram needs those three things in order to clip your hair and exit. If you have not done those three things properly, you cannot exit the ihram. If you clip your hair, you are still in your ihram. That means state of ihram. And then we have tawaf al-nisa for both genders and its salah. Then we have ziyarat of Madinah al-Munawwara. I'm going to go through this index quickly again in those images so that it stays in your mind. Okay. Number one, intention. I'm entering the state of ihram for Umrah al-Mufradah, Qurbat Allah Ta'ala, and if it's another, Wujub al-Qurbat Allah Ta'ala. After you say the intention and you say Labbaik Allahumma Labbaik, Labbaik la sharika laka Labbaik, Inna al-hamda wa ni'mat is mustahab. So I'm focusing on the wajib. After that, everything becomes wajib. You say wujuban, you don't say wujuban, doesn't matter. Your tawaf becomes wajib because it's part and parcel of it's wajib not because umrah is wajib. No, it's wajib because once you enter the state of ihram, you have to do your tawaf. You have to do your 2 rakat salat. You have to. Okay, and you have to do your sa'i. So it's all wajib. And then you have to do taqsir in order to exit. And you have to do tawaf al-nisa and 2 rakat tawaf al-nisa. So it's inside your heart that I have to do. That is the indication of everything become wajib. Otherwise, the structure of Umrah is messed up. That means you never get out of Umrah. So that's why some of them they say it's wajib wada'i. It's not a responsibility, but it's something because due to the structure of a recommended act, it will not be considered a complete act if not done without. Like for example, Salat al-Layl. Salat al-Layl is mustahab. But if you really want to do proper Salat al-Layl, do wudu. But it's mustahab, yes. So wudu, you need to do wudu because it's a condition for salah. Okay, without it, you will not be. You did not do salat al-layl. Okay, I did. What about ruku'? You have to do, but it's not wajib. Salat is not wajib, but it is a salat or not. Yes. So the structure, yes, if you're walking, you can do ruku' in the state of qiyam, but you have to do ruku'. You have to do sujood. So that those are like structural obligations, not initial obligation. The same thing. Umrah is mustahab. So these are the structure of Umrah is like that. If you want to do Umrah, do it right. Otherwise, you'll be stuck in the Ihram. Do the Tawaf is wajib, and wajib structure due to the structure of them. They call it the taklif wad'i. Its location is as an obligation in the middle of the a'mal of Umrah, location wise, locational obligation. And those are like initial obligations or responsibility, the taklif wad'i and taklif shar'i. So that is legislative obligation. This is a local obligation, locational obligation. Anyhow, not to get you into those kind of things. So number one, we are done with labbaik Allahumma labbaik labbaik la sharika lak labbaik innal hamda wa ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika laka labbaik. Then we have tawaf around the Kaaba. Okay, so you start from Hajar al-Aswad here. Okay, now obviously you can start wherever in this area, all the way. So you make your intention before reaching Hajar al-Aswad, because the flow will push you and you will be across the Hajar al-Aswad, and still your heart did not have the intention. And you're thinking, I'm going to start, and the flow pushes you to here. So make your intention way ahead here. Okay. Normally nowadays, even your entrance, they have limited the entrance. So one of the main entrances is when you enter, you enter this area or this area. So you make your intention. I'm going to do tawaf around the Kaaba, 7 rounds for Umrah Mufradah. If you're doing niyaba on behalf of someone, qurbatan lahi ta'ala, and then tawaf 7 rounds, obviously. So once you come here in your heart, this is the first one. Now it's recommended to do tawaf between Maqam Ibrahim and Al-Kaaba. However, if you are afraid because of the crowd, your tawaf will become messed up, do tawaf here, do tawaf here. All these places are called mataf. Okay? This is all mataf. So as long as you are in the mataf, even you give a break, you can always continue. And then there are some areas where you have this water here. But as I said, you can do your wudu with your water. Don't do the wudu with the water, drinking water there. That's waqf for drinking only. Okay. But if you have your bottle of wudu, and make sure that bottle was not filled by this. Yeah, I did the wudu with my bottle. So where was the bottle filled? Here, drinking water. It's the same thing. You're doing wudu with the water dedicated for drinking. It's waqf. Okay, endowed water. So, so anyhow, so you start your tawaf. This is 1 round, 2nd round, 3rd round. Now there are conditions of tawaf we are going to mention, like don't touch the wall of Kaaba. You can mustahab to touch the corners, but then you might do another problem there. Don't walk on this slide, which is slided base of Kaaba, which is called Shadarwan. See this empty place. Many times in the crowd, some of the smart youth, they say, "Oh, people are not aware." Like when you have traffic on one road, and you see, the loopholes or the shortcuts. You take a shortcut and you arrive your home. So some of those smart youth, they say, oh, let me go inside. Nobody's doing tawaf. Everybody's doing tawaf here. So, hello, there must be some reason. Let me do. So they do shortcut here. They say, Sheikh, we finished before you. So how did you do that? Well, we took a shortcut. Nobody was doing a tawaf crossing this line, and everybody was going, yeah, kiss your tawaf goodbye. This, you are not supposed to enter this area unless if you have done your tawaf and you do want to do 2 rakat salat to give the hadiyah to Malik al-Maut so that he can ease upon you after long life, inshallah, with mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah, so that's something. This is the grave. It's mentioned that there is this grave of Prophet Ismail alayhi salam, his mother, and about 70 prophets are buried here. However, God knows best. But the main thing is they call it Hajar Ismail because, according to some narrations, grave of Ismail and of Hajar alayhi salam is here. So, paying respect, we just go around and it's obligatory respect. So we have to go around this Hajar Ismail. And then I'm going to mention the conditions later on. But at this point, I'm just indexing the Umrah. After you're done with the 7 rounds, you can then see you're completing your 7th round. And you're going to come to Maqam Ibrahim here. Now, just a technical thing to let you know. If you want to do tawaf close and you're alone and you can maintain your body direction, then once you come here, slowly, slowly, you can spiral yourself. Don't go face the Kaaba or give back to your Kaaba. You can always walk and spiraling around and come close to the Kaaba. And then remember, on 6th round, try to spiral yourself out because because you have to come behind Maqam Ibrahim. Let me just see if I can explain this spiraling in and spiraling out, because that spiraling in and spiraling out maintains the direction to the Kaaba. So, for example, Kaaba, Hajar Ismail, no entry, okay, Hajar Aswad, Maqam Ibrahim, okay, station of Prophet Ibrahim. So now you came from here, you did your tawaf. While you're doing your tawaf, you like to spiral yourself inside, in between this Maqam Ibrahim area. You're spiraled yourself in. Okay. 6th round, try to spiral yourself out until your 7th is finished and you can pray behind Maqam Ibrahim. This is technique. It's not wajib mustahab. It's just to make your, don't lose your, because the crowd will goes in a way. So if you try to go against the crowd, either you'll be beaten, either your tawaf will be messed up, something will happen. So the spiraling maneuver is a bit smooth, and it keeps your or left shoulder with the Kaaba. Okay, now you don't have to like micro-milli take a measure tape. Oh my goodness, or that laser. Nowadays they have laser measuring devices. Oh my goodness, my left shoulder went a little bit here, a little bit there. Kaaba is there. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to this micro thingy. It's just like you don't give your face to the, like body to the Kaaba, chest or back to the Kaaba. This is, otherwise twist here, twist there, no problem. And it happens, especially you're doing your tawaf around that this Maqam Ibrahim in this crowded area. So a little bit here, a little bit there, but he says don't face totally, don't give your back totally. If that happens, like let's say I was here, okay, and a push, especially this area, there's too much push and too much crowd, okay. So if you come here and whoops, you face the Kaaba, or you give because of the crowd. So what happens? You have 3 options. Either you go back, reverse, which is in this place, it's close to difficult, like close to impossible, difficult, very difficult. If you can manage going behind like reversing. Imagine you're reversing and the cars are coming all the from behind you, and you'll be crashed. And so what happens? You can do like this. You can maneuver yourself. No problem. Come this side where the crowd becomes less. Go all the way around Maqam Ibrahim, and make your intention. This is the part which was invalid. Okay, finish. No problem. Some say make a full round. You don't have to make a full round, and that has another complications. You can go this way. Okay, now there's too many colors, so let me see if I can choose a different color. Or what I can do is I can clear a bit this mess. Wait, the whole thing got messy. Okay, so what I will do now here is I'm going to erase this red thing, which perfect. So now we have our, so let's say you're doing tawaf, you got face this side of the Kaaba or this side. So what you will do? Number one, can you come back reverse? Very difficult. So you make a U-turn. Either you come like this. Normally here there is not that much crowd. And you don't remember exact spot, don't worry. Come a little bit behind. Okay. And obviously here your shoulder is out. So make sure that when you want to do from here, do like this. Okay. Uh, or this is the best thing. Come in, make a U-turn and go like this. So by this, you will not be going against the flow. You are going with the flow and just maneuvering a little bit. And then this area in the flow, the crowd is less. That's why I said you can maneuver. But here there's too much crowd. So this is whenever you make a mistake during tawaf, make sure to make a U-turn and come back uh, a bit behind, more behind than your mistake, so that you are prepared to cover up that patch. You see, so this is the main thing in tawaf. That, but as I said, you don't have to be, because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, one of the narrations sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he did tawaf on camel. Now, how can you keep the camel on micro? So this is number one. Number two, when you come to this area, this Hajr Ismail, okay, we said no entry. If you're coming like this, your shoulder has gone out of the Kaaba. Okay, so what you do when you come here, start maneuvering yourself in a way that your shoulder is on the Kaaba, left shoulder. Okay, the same thing. When you come like this, oh, your shoulder has gone out in the air. So you do like this. You maneuver yourself and then come down. So this maneuvering, like instead of coming straight down, go. And the best thing is the tiles of Kaaba. Okay, the tiles of Kaaba are in a radius way. So just follow the pattern of the tiles of Kaaba. No problem. And there here also the same thing. The tiles of Kaaba, they are like a radius. So just follow the pattern of the tile of the Kaaba. Okay. And then also there are the four minarets of the Kaaba around the Kaaba. So when you come here, go like you're going towards the minarets of the Kaaba. And then you maneuver yourself. Like, see, you're going towards the minarets of the Kaaba, and then you maneuver yourself. Then as you are going to the minarets of the Kaaba until here, then you maneuver yourself. So these are the two. There might be other technical ways, but these are the two ways which uh, some of the mu'minin they practice. The best thing is look down. It's easier for you. The tiles of the Kaaba, go with the radius of the tiles of the Kaaba, because the tiles of the Kaaba are all in radiant with the wall of the Kaaba. Okay, and In case if you want to look up and not down because of the spondylitis or some kind of itis, you to not look like down, then you have these two minarets here and two minarets here. Okay, so these are some technical things to maintain your tawaf of the Kaaba. Tomorrow we'll have Q&A session, inshallah. You can ask questions there as well. So now here, these are a few things which you need to be observant while doing the. Don't touch Hajr Ismail. Okay, let's put this red things. Don't touch Hajr Ismail. Don't touch this Shadar one down the base of the Kaaba. Don't enter here. It's mustahab to touch the corners, but leave those recommendations at the end. Just finish your tawaf, which is wajib in Umrah, as I said, locational wajib. Just finish these. Otherwise, without that, your tawaf is messed up. Then you're stuck in the ihram, as I said. And so once you are done with your, in case if you are doing the tawaf around the Kaaba, in the Maqam Ibrahim, this is Maqam Ibrahim. So then you spiral yourself out in a way. Now you have completed the tawaf. This is the line of Hajar al-Aswad. Okay. So once you pass Hajar al-Aswad, you have completed. Now you can do whatever positions you want. And as close as possible, do Salat 2 rakat behind Maqam Ibrahim. Now, Sail Hui in some other Maraja, they say, here is also behind, here is also behind, here is also behind. Say this is that, it says no, this is behind. So in this range, if you don't have any spot here, come this side, this side, this side, this side, this side. So go longwise behind. Other Maraja, they say, no, if you don't have spot here, you can come here, you can come here, you can come here. As close as possible, because this is all close to Maqam Ibrahim. See, this Sistani says, no, the narration, they say behind. This is not behind. This is not behind. These are difference of opinions. Okay, how they look at the text. So say this Sistani says, it's behind, that means it needs to be behind. So go farther all the way, but stay behind Maqam Ibrahim. Okay, so this is something which was about tawaf and 2 rakat salat. 2 rakat salat intention. I am offering 2 rakat salat for Umrah al-Mufradah, wujuban qurbat Allah ta'ala or qurbat Allah ta'ala. It's automatically vocational obligatory. In your heart, you have to do it. So even if you don't say wujuban, fine. So here, this is your 2 rakat, like Salat al-Subh. Okay, try your best to do proper qira'at, proper salat. In case if you are not aware and your qira'ah was messed up or some things were messed up, inshallah, no problem. But the wudu is serious issue. Okay. And if you know that your qira'at is not okay, then there are things we are going to mention in the details. Okay, I'm not going to go into details because they say devil's in the details. So at this point, we'll keep the devil away, and we'll just give you the structure, the how you can understand what you need to do and how you need to do in a best way. So this is your Salat al-Tawaf. Any surah. There are some recommendations, but what obligation is Surah Al-Fatiha and short surah, like Salat al-Subh, 2 rakat. Once you are done, now there is a place here where they have like people praying. Before it was messed up. Now the government has dedicated a place behind Maqam Ibrahim where people they enter and pray. So there are ladies praying here, there are gents praying here. You will see these clusters of ladies here. Okay. So that is number what? Number 1, Ihram. Number 2, Labbaik. Number 3, Tawaf. And number 4, Salat al-Tawaf. Same thing you're going to do for Tawaf and Nisa. Tawaf and Nisa is for you to be able to get married or have spousal relations. If your husband, then your wife will become halal. If your wife, then your husband will become halal. But it is for each of other to make halal. In this case, this is called Tawaf al-Nisa. So for Nisa, women to become halal on men. Why men should do? For their women to become, they would become halal to their women. So, and then they say Islam doesn't respect women. The whole tawaf is both sides beneficiary, but even it has been given the title of tawaf and nisa. There's no tawaf or rijal. That name is there's no tawaf or rijal. So, after this tawaf and nisa, so we have done this. Now we come to sa'i. So basically, and please, one more thing. Some of those smart, nerdy youth, they think they're smart. Everybody, well, they are smart in a lot of ways, but when it comes to here, they have to follow the Sharia. So they do the tawaf, okay? And they said that instead of going and doing sa'i, Safa and Marwa, let's just get rid of tawaf and nisa and then do sa'i. Smart move. Why to go to the sa'i and come back to the tawaf platform? But then kiss your tawaf and nisa goodbye. So what happens? Now, this is the sa'i area. Safa and Marwa. Okay? So we start from Safa, go to Marwa. We start from Marwa, come to Safa. So going from Safa to Marwa is one, we call it one round. So it's a half round, okay? But it's one round. This is two. So your odds, they start one, 3, 5, 7. And your odd evens, they start from your 2, 4, 6. Now we go from here to here and come back here. That's 2 rounds. Safa and Marwa, 1 round in a second. You will be done. So your 7 starts from here. You'll be done on Marwa. Then you will do the clipping of the hair. Then you will come back to the Kaaba. Okay? To do your Tawaf and Nisa. Now those smart nerdy youth, they say, oh, we have done the Tawaf around the Kaaba. Before going to Sa'i, let's finish the Tawaf and Nisa. Let's be smarter than other people. So they instead of they do tawaf of Umrah, 2 rakat salat, tawaf of Nisa, 2 rakat, and then they go to the sa'i and they do taqsir. Fine, you are out of your ihram, but still you are not allowed to have spousal relations or get married until you do tawaf and Nisa. But we did tawaf and Nisa. Yes, you did it in a wrong position. You're not supposed to do there. You're supposed to do after. That's why I call sandwich. Tawaf, sa'i, tawaf. It's a sandwich. Tawaf, salat, umrah, sa'i for umrah, tawaf al-nisa, salat, tawaf al-nisa. So it has to be sandwich and you sprinkle the salt, which is taqsir. Okay, after sa'i, the taqsir is clip of your hair. That's sprinkling the salt on the burger. So bread, your tawaf, and the cheese, your salat al-tawaf, and the burger itself, sa'i between Safa and Marwa, sprinkle some whatever mustard, garlic, whatever things you want to put, that's your taqsir. And then coming back, the bread and the cheese, which is salat, tawaf, and nisa. So it has to be sandwich. You don't put bread, and then burger. No. Bread, burger, bread. Tawaf, sa'i, tawaf. Now, one more important thing about sa'i. Sa'i, nowadays they have expanded the mas'ah. So there's always a problem there. So let me just see if I can open the whiteboard and explain you because it's a crucial issue to make your sa'i correct. So we open our whiteboard. Yes. So we did the tawaf. Let's get rid of the tawaf. Okay. And now we come back to the sa'i. Now sa'i, once upon a time, so this is Mount Safa. And this is a patch of small mount because the original mount is down. So this is Marwa. So once upon a time, and this is the middle line where they put the carts, the wheelchairers. So once upon a time, the sa'i was like this. You start from here, okay? and you come back here. So sa'i needs to be between, bayna. Remember bayna al-haramain? Here bayna al-jabalain. Bayna al-safa wal-marwa. Bayna. In between. So it was in between. This is Marwa and this is Safa. In between. Nowadays, when they expanded the Mas'a, what happened with this expansion? The middle line shifted. This middle line, I'm going to remove it, and it got shifted. Where did it get shifted? It got shifted here. So what's the problem? But there's no mountain here. So when you do your sa'i from Safa to Marwa nowadays, it's not between, unless if you do in the basement, and basement is all most of the time closed, because basement they don't have middle line, so it's like a free zone, unless if nowadays they kept middle line. So this middle line, you can't go into this area. So some people, what they do, they just go in the wheelchair area and they go to Marwa and then come back from there. And that is problematic, because you are like creating a crowd in the wheelchair area, and those wheelchairers, they are suffering because of you. So what should I do? So Sayyidi Sistani Damadullah says, no problem. So isn't it between? So start like this. So you're giving your back to Safa. So you started from Safa. And then do like this. And once you come closer to Marwa, make a maneuver like this. So like this maneuver, it's okay, say this instances. As now your back was to Safa and your front was to Marwa. And here is normal. Your back is to Safa, I mean Marwa, and your front is to Safa. So you did Bayna Safa wal Marwa, because you started from where? Giving your back to Safa. You entered Marwa, giving your front to Marwa. So it became Bayna Safa wal Marwa, between Safa and Marwa. So this part, he said, there's no problem if it is not in the, because your beginning, even in this old area, sometimes when you come to area, you can't see even your Safa from behind. And Marwa is very small patch that you can never see Marwa, even if you get very close to it. So anyways, this zone, you can't see the mounts. So once you maneuver, you have given your back to Safa. That means you started from Safa, and then you maneuver, and then you start maneuvering. Once you see the slides getting up, 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 before that, start maneuvering yourself. So you can do like that. You can also do like that. Start from Safa and walk with the border line, the black line. And once you come here, you start going like this. So anyhow, you have to learn how to maneuver yourself between Safa and Marwa. We're going to talk more about when we are going to discuss. I'm just indexing here. Index. And when I'm indexing, I like to bring some important points, crucial points. So this is Safa and Marwa. So once you come to Marwa, okay. Let's make it happy because it's done. So clip your hair, mustache, beard, hair, if you're bald, mustache, beard, nail. So you have so many options to unlock yourself from the ihram. So why are you doing this? Okay, sa'i between Safa and Marwa, the intention was I'm performing the walk between the Mount Safa and Mount Marwa. You don't have to say Mount because we know it's Mount. So Safa, between Safa and Marwa, even in the Arabic, we don't say As'a bayna Jabal Safa, Jabal Marwa. I say As'a bayna Safa wal Marwa. So I'm doing the walk of between Safa and Marwa for Umrah al-Mufradah, wujuban or qurbatan Allahi ta'ala. As we said, it's not a legislative wajib, it's a locational wajib. It has to be there in the Umrah. And then I'm done. So here, what I'm doing, I'm exiting the state of Ihram. I'm clipping the hair to exit the state of Ihram. That means I'm unlocking myself from the lock of Ihram. So I'm exiting the state of. Oh, so in Arabic we say أقصر للإحلال. I'm doing taqsir to exit the state of Ihram, because I was in Ihram. In Ihram, now I'm getting out of Ihram to Ihlal. From the things which are haram upon me, those things, many of those which became haram because of Ihram are going to become halal, Ihlal. For what? Umrah al-Mufradah, Qurbat al. Now you're done. Still spousal relations are remaining. You're done with all those things which were prohibited except for spousal relations, marrying, getting married, all those kind of things. Then you will go back to the Tawaf area. You'll do Tawaf of Nisa and 2 rakat Tawaf of Nisa. So this is a brief index about what needs to be done. Now we're going to mention obligations of Ihram, obligations of Tawaf, obligations of Salat al-Tawaf, obligations of Sa'i, walk between Safa and Marwa, obligation of Taqsir. And there are very small, small obligations. The only obligations which are listed, 10 things about, that's Tawaf. So make sure that your Tawaf is okay, so that you're not stuck in the state of Ihram. So let's come back to our yes. So we did the index of Ihram. So let's go to our slides and go take some details, and whatever is remaining, inshallah, we'll discuss tomorrow. Bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And you have my phone number, WhatsApp. You can always send me questions. So this is closer. See the slided base of Kaaba. You should not walk on it. You should smart, like some smart nerdy people is, oh, that's empty spot, and that's where it's close to Tawaf. You say so. You know the difference when you do Tawaf around this area, you may be finishing your tawaf in 15 minutes. You do tawaf in this area, you may take half an hour. You may do tawaf this area, the more the radius, so you will be done in 1 hour or something like that. The more you go farther, it's natural, it's physics 101. Okay. So therefore, what to do? It depends on your state. If you've eaten those falafel and burritos, try to get it done closer to this before anything explodes from your stomach. But if you are okay and you love to be in a spiritual state and you're in the house of God, guest of God, you need to enjoy those moments, every single microsecond of it. Get hold of Dua Josh al Kabir, start Dua Josh al Kabir, and take your tawaf in a nice, peaceful, spiritual way, without crowd, without being pushed, and all those. And Dua Joshin Kabir takes 1 hour, 20 minutes. And I know that he's fooling us. It's Quran and he's telling Dua. I'm just giving you a metaphor of a book. I know this is not Mufat al Jinan. So just open this and go around the Kaaba. 1.5 hours you'll be done. Or one sipara. Open the Quran volume, because there's no wajib in tawaf except for the technicalities, conditions. There's nothing wajib to say. Take a sipar, one volume, 1 hour. People, they finish 45 minutes. You'll do two volumes. If you're staying 10 days there or 15 days, you'll finish the whole Quran there around the Kaaba in during your tawaf. So it depends, okay? If you are tired, exhausted, okay, or that bean burrito phenomena, falafel, that's something else. But if you're not, give yourself some spiritual time. Okay, if you Umrah, Ihram is like, especially for men, sometimes it's annoying, okay, to be in Ihram. That's fine. Do it here in this radius, but do it right. Okay, be careful about this maneuver and being pushed and not being pushed and facing the Kaaba, giving the back to the Kaaba. But here in this area, okay, if you are done, it will take 15 to 20 minutes, because I've done here and I've done here and I've done here. So I know approximately how much time it takes. And in crowd, that add 15, 20 minutes more. So so you can do, these are recommendations. I'm not supposed to speak about recommendations, but these are some technical things, how to spend time. I'll get bored 1.5 hours doing tawaf. No, you have amazing book in front of you. Quran, dua, mafatih al-jinan, ziyarat jamia, a lot of things you have which takes half an hour, 1 hour. Sahif al-Sajjadiyah. I saw one of our beloved youth, he had Sahif al-Sajjadiyah. He says, never I have opened Sahif al-Sajjadiyah. I said, this time I'll go Umrah, all my rounds, I'll try to take these du'as of Sahif al-Sajjadiyah. And mashallah, in 10 days he was there, he finished his whole Sahif al-Sajjadiyah, his du'as. So we have treasures of Ahl al-Bayt alayhi salatu wasalam. Don't worry about du'as and surahs. You have short surahs, big surahs. You can recite surahs of the Quran while you are doing tawaf, dhikr of Allah, because that is the place of doing dua and dhikr, dua kumail. But the best thing, if you are taking the long route, take dua. Okay, what about my rounds? So, for example, if you are using the Quran, once you come to the finish round one, fold the page, okay, and make sure you fold it properly. It's unfolded. So that's your first round, okay. Then you finish the second round, fold the other page. So you find out, if you get doubt, how many rounds? Oh, this is 1, 2, 3. What if you forget to fold? Please, if you're doing this maneuver, don't forget to fold your page when you come to the Hajar as well. So these are the ways to keep the count as well. If you have a book with you, okay, you can just wait. Or like last year I went, so they were using all cell phones. So one of the youth, he came to this dua he was reading for Sahif, not Sahif, it's a Dua Joshan. So he screenshot. Once he comes to the Hajj al-Aswad, he screenshot. So that means one tawaf done. So he knows how many screenshots he took of the dua pages. So these are smart generators. This is the benefit of being nerdy, as long as he doesn't go in Hajr Ismail and does the tawaf, misses the sandwich. So they have brilliant ideas. We all learn from this nerdy youth of our generation. Anyhow, so this is something. Uh, let's go back to the to where we were here. Okay. So something about the reward of Umrah. Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq alayhi salatu wasalam said that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, for arba'atun la turaddu lahum da'watun. Their dua never gets rejected. حتى تفتح لهم أبواب السماء, until the heavens they open, okay, the gates of the heavens they open, وتصير إلى العرش. So their dua reaches all the way to the highest position, and God is everywhere. But this is like a station where the pious people, the more your intentions are clean, the more there's a recording system beside the throne. There, your deeds are being saved and recorded, as some of the scholars they explain these kind of things. And God knows best. That the whole idea is the quality of these people are on the highest level. So whose du'as are those? Al-walid li-waladihi, father for his son. That means parents for his children. Wal-madlum ala man zalamahu, the oppressed on the one who had oppressed him. Dua goes very fast. So never ever oppress a person. Wal-mu'tamir, this one, the one who performs the Umrah. Hatta yarji'. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. So Fudail narrates from Imam al-Baqir alayhi salam. He says the Messenger of Allah صلى الله عليه وسلم said, لا يحالف الفقر والحمى مدمن الحج والعمرة. So that means the poverty and the fever. This fever is not 1 day, 2 day fever. Many people, they get fever for 1 month, 2 months, and they stay in bed, and those kind of fevers, like serious fevers. So the poverty and that chronic fever does not come or associates or touches or gets close to the one who is addicted to perform Hajj and the addicted to perform Umrah. Every year, if you try to do Umrah, we are talking about money here, dollars, okay? So we are talking about the wealth. So those people are complaining livelihood. Here's the thing. Go Umrah, and if Allah gives you, go again and again and again, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will keep blessing you with the livelihood. Okay, so we'll discuss about the miqat. Okay, so miqat for Umrah al-Mufradah, there are designated miqats. So miqat for people coming from out of Makkah, people coming from in Makkah. Okay, we are not in Makkah, so why are we discussing in Makkah? Yes, you are. Once you enter Makkah, you finish your Umrah. There are mu'mineen, they like to do more Umrah. So once you enter Makkah and you finish your Umrah, you want to do another Umrah. You can't do Umrah for yourself, 2 Umrahs in one lunar month. You did in Rajab, let's say it was 27 Rajab, 28th Rajab. Now you can't do another Umrah for yourself, but you can do for on behalf of someone else. In the morning, you did your Umrah. Dhuhr, you want to do Umrah for your father, on behalf of your father. Niyabat. So Niyabat you can do. Your Umrah you cannot do. And if someone is with you in Makkah, that person's Umrah you cannot do as long as he's able to perform Umrah. So you can do Niyabat Umrah as many in the same. You cannot do. So once the month of Rajab finishes, the month of Sha'ban enters, you can do another your Umrah, okay, for yourself. So this is how we say that lunar month. It's not 30 days, it's the month itself. You did your Umrah in 1st of Rajab, mid of Rajab, end of Rajab, anywhere you did, you cannot do your own Umrah twice. But once the month ends, you can do your Umrah on 1st Jamaat. Okay, so it's not 30 days, it's the month itself. So miqat of people in Makkah, miqat of people coming from out of Makkah. So miqat of people coming out of Makkah, sorry. There is Medina, Dhul Halifa, this Masjid al-Shajara. Let's say if you do ziyarat of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Fatima al-Zahra salamullah alaiha, in the beginning, then you decide to go to Umrah, then your miqat will be outskirts of Medina. It's 15 minutes, about 15 minutes away from Medina. It's called Dhul Halifa. Okay, those people who are going on trains, train is from inside Medina. I don't know exactly whether the train stop is there in Dhul Halifa or not. However, if it's not, then you can just enter the state of Ihram, tell the taxi to take you to the train station, and from train station, you can come all the way to Makkah. So that is Dhul Halifa. Another, Juhfa. People, they arrive Jeddah airport, they go to Juhfa. And the third one, people coming from Yemen, Yalamlam. And then people, they're coming from Iraq, somewhere here, it's called Dhat Irq. And then this is, so one is north, one is west, one is south, one is east, Qarn al-Manazil, people coming from Emirates, Doha, Dubai, they're coming by car, they come through Qarn al-Manazil, Ta'if. It's one of the suburbs of Ta'if, somewhere close to Ta'if. And then there's Dhat Irq, northeast, where people from Iraq, Iran, all these people, they come from this route, they enter the state of Ihram. So these are the designated by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the people coming from outside, they need to enter the state of Ihram from these spots. If not, if they want to enter the state of Ihram before these spots, they enter the state of Ihram via nadhr, making a vow. I'm making a vow. I'm promising Allah that I'm going to enter the state of Ihram from here. So let's say Medina, Dhul Halifa is after, and your hotel is in Medina, and the train station is in Medina. So you can enter the state of Ihram from Medina with nadhr. Remember nadhr. If you're not going to enter the state of Ihram from these places or from the places around Makkah, for those who are in Makkah, then you have to go somewhere which is before the Miqat and enter the state of Ihram with nadhr. And nadhr needs to be in Arabic. Like you say, lillah, if this example, I'm not making a real nadhr here, so I have to enter the state of Ihram here. No, lillahi alayya. I'm making upon myself for Allah that I'm going to enter the state of Ihram from here and now. And then you say, I'm entering the state of, because you did nadhr, you promised, I'm entering the state of Ihram for Umrah Mufradah, wujuban qurbat lillahi ta'ala or qurbat lillahi ta'ala, because nadhr makes it wajib. So now Ihram became wajib here. So then labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika laka labbaik. So in addition to the intention of Ihram, I'm entering the state, and labbaik Allahumma labbaik, in addition to that, before entering the state of Ihram, you make the vow, nadhr. Okay? So let's say you are going to enter the state of Ihram from Medina, not from Dhul Halifa. Dhul Halifa or Dhul Hulayfa or Masjid al-Shajara is after Medina, between Medina and Makkah. So you can enter the state of Ihram with nadhr and then go directly to the train station. Okay? And then get into the train and all the way, even though you're going to cross, you come to Makkah. The other option is for people coming to Jeddah. People coming to Jeddah, normally, other followers of other Maraja, they go to Juhfa. Or they enter the state of, like Turkish airline coming here, before they come here, Juhfa, they make a nadhr in the aeroplane. They're already wearing their dress of Ihram, men, I mean. So, and for women, their own dress. So they say, Lillahi alayya, I'm making upon Allah. Don't say the word nadhr. Lillahi alayya nadhr, that means I'm promising Allah that I'm going to do nadhr. Then kiss your Ihram goodbye. So you're going to say, Lillahi alayya, two words only. Lillahi, for Allah, upon me. Alayya, ala. Remember, Assalamu alayka, salams upon you. Alayya, salams upon me. Assalamu alayya. Here, Lillahi alayya, for Allah upon me. Yes, what are you making a commitment to Allah that you are going to do something obligatory? I'm going to enter the state of Ihram here, from this spot and now. So you said now. So that means you immediately say, I'm entering the state of Ihram for, or if you say in this hour, so in this hour, anytime you say, I'm labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika laka labbaik. Intention and labbaik. So before arriving Jeddah, people coming from Emirates, sometimes Emirates, Qatar Airways, Oman Airways, they fly over Qarn al-Manazil. So what happens? The pilot says we are flying over the Qarn al-Manazil, over the Miqat, but the plane is flying 500 kilometers per hour. So when you say Uhrimu, the plane has passed. The plane has passed the Miqat. It looks like it's slowly, but once in the top, it goes so fast that you say, oh, it's gone. Lab, gone. Finish. You don't even get to complete labbaika. You see? So exactly over the miqat, it's not like practical. So before passing the miqat, when you know that pilot will announce, you can ask the cabin crew what time we will pass the miqat. They tell you, 5 o'clock. So that means 4 o'clock, 4:30. You just enter the ihram with the state with the intention of nadhr. Finish. That's it. Don't wait until the miqat. That is if you don't want to go Juhfa or Qarn al-Manazil. Okay? But if you are planning to go to Juhfa and Qarn al-Manazil, finish. This is for other Maraja. For Sayyidi Sistani followers, there's a discount. What is the discount? The miqat by parallel ship. And what is that? Miqat by parallel. Sayyidi Sistani Damadullah says, there's a point between Jeddah and Makkah. where it is parallel to one of the miqats. What does that mean? That means you don't have to go to Juhfa. You can just come to this spot and enter the state of Ihram there without nether. But how will I know that spot? If you don't know the spot, say this instance, we know, we have measured, we have calculated, there is a spot there. So it's taking the responsibility. What does that mean? That means you can enter the state of Ihram from Jeddah with nether. Remember? Enter the state of Ihram with nether before coming to where? To the to the to the miqat. So if there's a parallel to miqat, and this, not all the maraja they have this parallel ship. So check with your marja, does he allow the parallel ship or not? For say the Sistani, he allows parallel ship. Any point parallel to one of these miqats. So this Masjid al-Shajara, if you take a straight line down, that means there's a parallel to Masjid al-Shajara miqat here, close to Makkah. That means southeast of Jeddah. That's what Sayyidi Sistani says. There's a miqat parallel to miqat southeast of Jeddah, which is here, direct under the Masjid al-Shajara. So what happens here? You can enter the state of Ihram without nether. But if I don't find that spot, then just don't take chances. Enter the state of Ihram from Jeddah airport, be it old airport, new airport, all the airport, the whole Jeddah, because the parallel point is close to Makkah. So it doesn't matter if you, before they used to calculate Juhfa. Obviously, the parallel point of Juhfa was before the airport. But no, the parallel point of Masjid al-Shajara is between Makkah and Medina, southeast of Jeddah. So therefore, you can enter the state of Ihram with nether, Sayyidi Sistani followers, okay, from Jeddah. Sayyid al-Khui followers, if you are not planning, if the caravan is not planning to go to Juhfa, just enter the state of Ihram by nether from the aeroplane. Like Turkish airline coming from here, or European airlines coming from this side, or these Gulf airlines coming from here, Gulf Air, Emirates, Qatar Airways, Oman Airways, Kuwait Airways, whatever airways, they're not giving me commission to advertise for them, but they pass through this point. So before passing this point, they enter with nether. Let me sum up this. Sayyidi Sistani Damatul says, miqat or any parallel point to the miqat is good for entering the state of Ihram without any need for nether. Before the miqat, you need nether. Finish? Jeddah is before the miqat, before the parallel point of one of the miqats. That means Ayatollah Sistani says, Jeddah, you can enter the state of Ihram with nether. Finish. Other than Sayyidi Sistani, like Sayyid al-Khui Quddasa Sirro, he says he doesn't have this parallelship theory. Okay? He says, no, you have to be miqat or before miqat via nether. So Sayyid al-Khui followers, when they come Jeddah, either they have to go to Juhfa or Qarn al-Manazil. And or other option is the caravan is not going Juhfa or not Qarn al-Manazil, they can just enter the state of Ihram in the airplane. Okay? With the nether before passing the miqat. Like the plane is Turkish airline is coming from here. Let me just use some coloration here. Turkish airline is coming here. It says we are passing over the miqat. It's passed. Okay. So let's make it more like more practical. Let's bring a red color here. So Turkish airline is coming here. And now the pilot says we're passing over the miqat. Finish it, passed. So what happens here? No. Before this, ask the cabin crew what time we are going to pass, because they have every accurate timing where. So they will give you, oh, we are going to come here 5 p.m. Okay. Then 4:30, 4:45, just enter the state of Ihram with nether here. Coming from Emirates, Qatar, all these places. The pilot, we are going to pass over the miqat about 12 midnight. Okay, 11:30, get into the state of Ihram via nether. So all this is nether. Okay. and you are okay. Then you go to direct to Makkah with those say Sistani followers who are going to enter the state of Ihram from Jeddah airport. You're already in the state of Ihram because you don't follow say the Sistani. So that is going to be your safest route. Because as I said, if you don't enter the state of Ihram properly, then nothing bad happened. Your Umrah became invalid. Why are you saying like that? Your Umrah became invalid. Because it's better than you being stuck. If your tawaf is invalid, your sa'i, you're in ihram. That's worse than relatively looking at that scenario and this scenario. Good. Obviously, it's not good, but unintentionally, if you mess up here, it's good. But unintentionally, don't mess up in your sa'i, tawaf, salat tawaf, and sa'i. Okay. So here we are going to move on. These are the miqat and parallel point. I'm just going to explain the parallel point and we are going to be done for today. And tomorrow we'll continue, inshallah, with the conditions of tawaf, conditions of salat al-tawaf, and conditions of sa'i. Today I just gave you a gist of it. And we'll have a Q&A session. This is, so one of the miqat, as we said, is Juhfa. Say this is parallel point is 90 degrees. Like Miqat, Makkah. Between Miqat and Makkah, there is 90 degrees. Okay? So, all the way you stretch a line, thanks to Mullah Google Maps nowadays, or Google Earth, or whatever is accurate. So, they found out that the parallel point for Juhfa is away from Jeddah even. So, the Jeddah airport is here. So, some said this Corniche can be a parallel point. Corniche of Jeddah, this upper. Because Makkah is here. And say the Sistani says you don't have to have this 90 degree or this degrees exactly. Just 4 degrees here, there. Okay, as long as orphan, it is a parallel point. You see, you don't have to calculate it with that micro degrees. If somebody says, oh, here's Juhfa, here's Makkah, finish. Even if it's a bit here, like a bit here, that's fine. A bit here, that's fine. As long as Makkah is here and your Miqat. Or opposite, Yalamlam is here and Makkah is here. So parallel point for Yalamlam, which comes all the way in the ocean or somewhere. So anyhow, or adjacent to the ocean, because Yalamlam is very far and the Saudi Arabia goes all the way like this. So this Juhfa is not a good parallel point for because the parallel point falls in the ocean or all the way close to that area, or maybe south Corniche Jeddah south. So this is how, just to show you the parallel point. Other parallel point, Masjid al-Shajara. See this 90 degrees? So there is a point southeast of Jeddah. This is Jeddah. This is southeast of Jeddah. Another parallel point, that Irq, the miqat of people of Iraq. You stretch a line like this and you stretch a line like this. This is a 90 degree. Okay. So this is called Ash-Shumaisi. This is also one of the parallel points. Okay. Our interest was based on the words of Sayyidi Sistani. We tried to find out where is the southeast of Jeddah. Okay. So this is Jeddah Corniche. This is Jeddah. So southeast of Jeddah. There's a place close to Hudaybiyah Mosque. So we looked at the coordinates of the Masjid al-Shajara, and then we came all the way down to see exactly the same degrees falls on what. So we came to this Shumaisi area. That's 3-4 Shumaisi areas. That Shumaisi area was north of Makkah. This Shumaisi area is parallel to Makkah, southeast of Jeddah from this side. That Shumaisi, which I showed you a while ago, see this one? This is Makkah, north of Makkah. Jeddah is all the way here. So this one Shumaisi. Another Shumaisi area, there's a Shumaisi petrol station, there's a Shumaisi Masjid, Shumaisi police station. And this point somewhere is southeast of Jeddah, because see, the Sistani mentions in one of these Q&A sessions has a point, parallel point to one of the miqat in southeast of Jeddah. And the only miqat which matches his word is Masjid al-Shajara, Dhul Hanifa or Dhul Hunayfa. Okay, so we tried to find out Masjid al-Shajara in a closer. So this is the exact location. And say this is, I said, you don't have to have exact location. So this is the exact location. So this is Hudaybiyah Masjid here, and this is Shumaisi Masjid here. Okay, the southern Shumaisi, southeast of Jeddah, and this Jeddah highway. So this Jeddah highway brings you to Makkah. This highway of Hida or Huda, Hadda, brings you to this closest place, either Hadda, either Masjid al-Shumaisi. Here you can enter the state of Ihram without nether, because it is parallel point according to say the Sistani, southeast of Jeddah. But then if many people they say, who will take us there? We don't know. So if you are not Saudi, that area, just enter the state of Ihram from Jeddah airport with nether, you're okay. More images about the coordinates. I mean, just enter the state of Ihram from Jeddah airport and don't worry about it. So Juhfa, let's say you decide to go to Juhfa. Juhfa is about 130 kilometers from Jeddah. Coming back to Makkah is further far. So people, they don't want to get exhausted in the state of Ihram, so that they want to maintain their energy. So they are always finding the closest routes to Makkah to finish the Ihram and Amal, in case being burrito phenomena is there or falafel phenomena. So, and coming back so that was 134 going. Coming back from Miqat back to Makkah is about 179 kilometers from this route. So total you're looking at about 1.5 hours and 2 hours, 3.5 hours total trip. And then obviously doing ghusl there and entering the state of Ihram, all that kind of thing, you're easily looking 4 or 5 hours. And if you come from Medina al-Munawwara, it's about 400 kilometers. So again, 4 hours. So you go for you're in Medina, you're coming from Medina, 4 to 6 hours. You landed on Juhfa going to Miqat and coming from Medina, 4 to 6 hours. You are not going to get it done in 2 hours or less than 2. Yes, if you go to Qarn al-Manazil, not going. So you arrived in Jeddah, you went to Miqat of Qarn al-Manazil. That's about 2 hours. Again, spending half an hour there, Miqat, Ihram, coming back to Makkah, like about 40 minutes. So this is the closest route you can find to Makkah al-Mukarramah. Like this one is long, yes. But coming back, Makkah is in the middle. So about 1 hour. So total of 3 hours plus half an hour Miqat. So again, 3.5 hours. But that's more, 4 hours, 4.5 hours. Here, 3.5. So this is the closest point. So this is about 1 hour drive from Miqat to Makkah, the Taif Sail al-Kabir or Qarn al-Manazil. Okay, so that was Miqat number 1. Miqat, tomorrow I'm not going to talk about Miqat unless if you have questions. Another Miqat, while you're in Makkah now, khalas, you finish your Ihram. Now you want to do Ihram for your marhum father, marhum mother, marhumin, or even for living people, because mustahab things you can do on behalf of living people as well. So the miqat of people in Makkah, like you are in Makkah now, you did your, is Adna al-Hil. What is Adna al-Hil? So you see this green line, this is border of Haram. This is called Haram area. Okay? Like sacred land, sanctity, that has sanctity here. It's sacred, it's a holy land, this Haram. So out is the normal land. They call it Hil. Haram, Hil. Okay. So this is Hil. So this is called Adna al-Hil. This is where the Hil ends. The normal land ends and the sacred land begins. So one of the miqat is wherever you are in Makkah, you want to do another ihram, come to this place, any of these places, okay, with the taxi driver and wearing your ihram, enter the state of ihram and come back to Haram, Makkah. This is called Adna al-Hil. Yeah, but we heard that there are some miqats for Umrah Mufradah. Yes. So Sayyidi Sistani Damullah says, wherever you come, let's say your hotel was here. So this is closest to you. Your hotel was this place. Your hotel was this place. So there are closest. Yeah, but there are certain miqat which were named or used or designated, which are Hudaybiyah. Remember this Hidda or Hadda we mentioned that is parallel point to Masjid al-Shajara, and that is close to uh, Masjid al-Hudaybiyah. Okay, somewhere here there is al-Hudaybiyah, and then there is Tan'im. It's called Masjid Aisha. This is the closest designated miqat. So that's why many people, they go to Masjid Aisha. Why? Because there was a case in the time of the Prophet ﷺ, and Aisha had to enter the state of Ihram back again. So she was sent here. So that's why it's called Masjid Aisha. And then there's this Ju'rana. Okay. This is one of the miqats. And so Al-Ju'rana, Al-Tan'im, Masjid Aisha, Hudaybiyah, these are the three designated miqat. You don't have to come to here. You can come anywhere if you know that it's a border of Haram. You can just come there and enter the state of Ihram and come back inside the Haram. So Adna al-Hil, the end of the Hil, is where you can end, where you exit Makkah, where you exit the Haram. You come to Adna al-Hil, there you enter the state of Ihram and come back. So let's let the taxi wait 5-10 minutes. Many people, they just go here to be safe side, Masjid Aisha. They go there, the taxi waits for them 10-15 minutes. They pray 6 rakats, mustahab, whatever they do. They make the intention and they come back in the taxi. And the taxi brings them back, drops them to the Haram. So this is Adna al-Hil. This is also another illustration. This green land is 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 the Haram, okay? And Masjid al-Namira is out of the Haram area. So you see this Masjid al-Namira is out of green zone. So Arafat, which is Masjid al-Namira, Arafat. So this is Hudaybiyah, this is Tan'im, this is Aisha, and this is Ju'rana here. So these are all out of the Haram. And this green area is Haram. So this out of green area is Hil. At the Hil, that means where your Hil ends and Haram starts. So that is the minimum distance of Hil, where once you finish the distance of Hil, you enter Haram. So that's called Adna. Adna means the least, the minimum, the lowest. So this is all Hil, but this is where your Hil narrows down beside this line. So anywhere you are, you can come out of this area. If you know, you can just enter the state of Ihram and come back. But if you want to go to the designated areas, these are the designated areas. For those people who are going to do another Umrah, they need to come to one of these places. So this is Adna al-Hil. Now, so this is, I mentioned, Lillahi alayya, I'm making a vow for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's upon Allah, I mean, for Allah, Lillahi, upon me, an uhrim min Jeddah or min Matar Jeddah or min wherever. Instead of specifying, just say from here, min huna, okay? And al-an, the time needs to be specified, not next year, this time. So you can just mention that, you can just mention Jeddah. That means wherever Jeddah is, you will enter the state of Ihram from there, be it Jeddah airport or you can say from Jeddah airport, Matar Jeddah. So lillahi alayya an uhrim, this needs to be done in Arabic, but the rest you can make it in English from the airport, Jeddah airport, from here at this moment. So must be uttered vocally. So this is the intention of entering the state of Ihram in the heart. Vocalizing is recommended. Like, what are you doing? Entering the state of Ihram. I'm doing Tawaf. I'm doing Sa'i. I'm doing Taqsir. For what? because it's part of Umrah. Why? It's an obligation / recommendation. What is the final purpose? Achieve the nearness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if it was for someone else, you say, on behalf of my mother, on behalf of my father, on behalf of fulan, 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 on behalf of some also said that you want to do on behalf of Ma'sumin. You can do on behalf of Ma'sumin as well, on behalf of the 12th Imam Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif, and so on. And this is how Labbaik Allahumma Labbaik, Labbaik la sharika laka Labbaik. It's recommended precaution to say Inna alhamda wal ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika laka Labbaik. This is recommended to say. We're going to mention the recommendations later on. So for men, the minimum are 2 obligatory pieces, and these are independent from the intention of entering the state of Ihram, which is normally done after wearing the attire of Ihram, which is not obligatory on women. If it becomes impure, instant purification or replacing it would be required. So this is something based on obligatory precaution. For women, it's their regular clothing, as long as they're not flashy or attractive or like deep pomegranate red color or blood red color, or kind of those kind of people they wear to attract people. So the conditions of the attire of Ihram is similar to the conditions of attire of Salat. Does not need to be the 2 cloth. For men, they don't need to be all the time on your shoulder. Yeah, obviously from the navel and the knee, it needs to be there all the time, except in the restroom area, locked restroom area. But the upper piece, you can get it off, you can get it on. If you feel hot, if you feel this, if you're working and it's annoying you, you can take it off for a while and put it back. Yeah. So upper parts can be removed short periods of time. If someone unnecessary, so these are serious prohibitions of Ihram. Like for example, if someone unnecessarily, like unlike the wudu is necessary, swipes his hand over his head or beard, which lead to the fall of a piece of hair or more, the penalty would be 3/4 kgs of like handful of food or something like that, rice, flour, those kind of things. So remember, I told you there are 25 things, which has camels, which has cows, which has goats, which has sheep, or which is feeding the poor. So say the Sistani Damadullah says if someone did one of the prohibitions unintentionally, unknowingly, out of forgetfulness, there will be no penalty. No penalty? Yes, except for 5 things. There'll be no penalty, such as having private relations with spouse in Umrah Mufradah, except in the 4 cases. If someone forgot the main Tawaf of Hajj or Umrah of Tamattu. So this is not practical for Umrah Mufradah. There's a cow on the base of obligatory precaution. This one also is related to Umrah al-Tamattu. So that's why we're not going to discuss in our sessions of Umrah Mufradah. So if someone forgets the walk between the mount of Safa and Marwa, hit a cow. There's a cow in it. 3 and 4 is highlighted because this can be something which you might encounter, like falling of the hair. Accidental falling of the hair, yes, you have to give 3/4 kgs. So don't scratch your hair or chest where your oopsie daisy hair fell out. Yeah, why did you scratch your chest? Why did you scratch? It was itchy. Scratch lightly in a way that the hair will not fall out from the. If automatically they fall because the hair, they fall. That's fine. But you don't become the cause of those accidental fall of the hair. So this is something which is not forgiven unintentionally or out of forgetfulness. The other thing which is not forgiven unintentionally out of forgetfulness, if someone placed perfumed oil or even for medical necessity on the basis of obligatory precaution. Unlike the penalty would be feeding the poor. Okay, there's an error there. So anyhow, if there was medical necessity, that's fine, placing the oil, because some ointment you may need for injury or something, they might have some smell. So just try to get your medications with nasty smells or no smell, like those gels which don't have smell in it. So those are oily gels. They help you out in certain areas if you get rashes or things like that, or walking, or heat rashes or cold rashes, whatever rashes they come. So you want to put some gel, Vaseline or whatever, petroleum jelly, or things which are odorless. They don't have smell. Perfume is problematic. You see, perfumed oil, even for medical necessity, you feed a handful of food to the poor. Just look at these. Tomorrow we are going to continue. I'm not going to talk about 24 things or 25 things, and even the number one, number two, number three, number four. Uh, Number four, I'm not going to talk about it. Come on, I mean, you're going to do Umrah for 2-3 hours. Yeah, if there is a case which happened, husband and wife went for Umrah thinking that's Bahamas going, or Spain or somewhere there. They said, "Oh, apne thaki gaya si, we are tired, taibna. Let's go, let's go and rest in the hotel." They went in the hotel, said in the morning we'll do our tawaf. They are in the state of ihram, and they went into the hotel. Okay, state of ihram, and somehow their romanticism aroused, and they did the unspoken thing. Number two, okay, they thought nothing happened, and that was a problematic issue. So yes, I mean, if you are going to go and rest one night and do, because you are tired, your next day in the morning you're going to do the tawaf and all those kind of things, and you're still in the state of ihram, stay away from your wife or stay away from your husband. Okay, let this night pass over in peaceful. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yani your ihram in peace, intact, one piece. Okay, don't mess up with your ihram. So this could happen. It happens unintentionally, out of unawareness. Okay, people might do things. So as I mentioned, there are certain things, if done unintentionally, no problem. But there are 5 things where even unintentionally you will have to pay the penalty. And these number one, two, three, four, they have cows and camels. So better stay away from the cows and camels. So the main thing which mostly encounters the people is using perfume, like the soap. Let's say you arrive Makkah, you said you are tired, you're going to take a nice shower tomorrow, go to Haram, and you use the soap which has perfume in it. No, get those soaps which are perfumeless, like those olive oil soaps, or the oil made soaps, like Desi soaps. Okay, take those. Nowadays they also have shower gel which don't have any fragrance in it. Okay, so showering gel. So this is number 8, is something which you might need to be careful about. Number 9, stitched clothing for men. And then number 10, eyeliner, surma. Okay. Number 11, looking into the mirror for the beautification purpose. Number 12, wearing shoes, slippers, socks, which covers the leg for men. So this blue are for male gender. Okay. Blue are for male gender. Yellow things are mostly encountered, and then pink are for normally for female. But I don't know why number 13 is kept pink as well. Maybe accidentally. Maybe they thought women, they speak a lot and they swear a lot or brag a lot. That's why. I don't know, but that shouldn't be a pink color. But anyhow, so therefore you have those red ones. The kafara will be there, like 17, applying oil, removing hair from the body. Remember, handful of a handful of food to the poor, or 3 kgs food to the poor. Covering head for the men. Now there are two things: covering head, and number 21, traveling under the shaded, like in the airplane, in the buses. So what should we do? Like if the airplane is shaded, we're going to discuss tomorrow, inshallah. And then bleeding one's body, cutting the nails. So why I have kept some yellow and some blue and some red, inshallah, we're going to discuss these things tomorrow. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Now, if there are any questions, I can take questions. We said 2 hours we'll have today, 2 hours we'll have tomorrow. So, inshallah, and tomorrow we are going to discuss some of these practical things, not all 25, and wajibat al-tawaf, troubleshooting of tawaf. If I forget, if I'm doubting, what should I do? Wajibat of sa'i, which are few, and troubleshooting of sa'i. And that's it. The troubleshooting of tawaf is very important. So tomorrow our main focus will be some of the practical things from this 25, troubleshooting of tawaf, wudu breaks, doubt in tawaf, forgetting around, all these kind of things. So tomorrow, inshallah, we'll continue. If there is any question wants to stay for the question and answer, please feel free to